Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mitchell. Hey, in today's video, I want to talk to you about how confidence can boost your social life so you can attract people without trying. I had that on top of my screen. So this video, man, this is going to be fun to talk about, right? I need to start off with a story about like kind of my behavior today at the gym and then even the grocery store, and that's going to tie into how confidence boosts your social life. And so confidence in general, then it's not like you need to you don't need to be like confident, but you need to be like content, like super happy with yourself, and just you're like eluding a sense of like, yeah, man, like I'm pretty happy with myself. I'm gonna go about my life living a pretty happy life and not be miserable. So what I mean by that is this morning, so I usually get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning. Today I got up at 7, so I slept in for 3 hours, and I feel like I needed that. Like I woke up today and I was like, wow, I'm really sore from like sleeping on my arms, but like I feel amazing because the past couple of days I've been like, bleh, like not really feeling that good. So I went to the gym today, and today, you ever have those days where you go to the gym and like I don't really feel like working out? Well, that was kind of me today. Like I was like, I don't feel like working out, but I kind of want to like mess around and just see who I can talk to. And that's literally what I did. Like I just started making my rounds about like people that I knew, just go and talk to them. And I started off by going up to this one of the trainers there, and there was this woman that, you know, she was, I guess Anna told me that she was married. I had no idea, and I could care less. But I just started. I was like, listen, I was like, I'm sure you don't need me to tell you, but you're really fucking hot. And she was like, thank you. And the trainer tried to like fist bump me, and I was like, well, I'm gonna use that right there as me like the start. I'm gonna use that as the motivation to want to work out today. And so that was like that started off my journey at the gym today, just blurting that out, man. And I told her, I was like, listen, I wanted to come up and tell you that the last time I saw you, like the other day, but the group that you were in, it really didn't seem like the right time to do it. And I was like, so I figured I'd just do it now, just to get it out, so you know how I feel. And you know, like I said, I had no idea she was married, but that's all I wanted to say was just that. I had no intention on talking to this woman any further. I was just trying to have a good time. And so that right there, that just kind of like made me like amplified my mood in a way where I was feeling really good about myself. So I was starting to work out, and then once I got done with like my first set, I saw this mom that I called like beautiful a couple weeks ago, and super pretty girl. And so I went up to her, and I was like, you know, hey girl, what's going on? And we were starting to talk, and I was telling her, I was like, dude, I was like, you're working out, blah, blah, blah. You're like a super mom. And she was like, oh my God, you're so cute. And so we started talking to her. And then once I was done with her, I saw Deanna. Then I went up over to Deanna, started talking to Deanna. And then fast forward, there was this cute little redhead girl later down the road. And I looked at her and smiled. She looked at me and smiled. And I was like, yes. So I went up to her. I was like, hey, before you start that set, I was like, what's your name? And she told me her name, and I can't remember right now, which is really kind of crappy. But then she goes, well, what's your name? And I was like, I'm Mitchell. And so I'm actually pretty sure before I left, because I was like, hey, listen, I'm going to get back to your workout, but you're a super cool girl. If you want to talk, come up and see me. And I'm pretty sure she asked for my name again before I left. So now I know that if I see her, I can go up and approach that girl and talk to her, and then depending on how the situation goes, I might be able to ask her out, I might not, who knows. But that story right there is what I wanted to start this video off with, on how confident boosts your social life. So the energy that I'm like eluding right now is just natural. Like I'm happy in my body. I'm a 29-year-old guy in a wheelchair, and I'm rolling around talking to as many women as I can. It's something that most dudes wouldn't be able to do. In fact, there were 2 other girls in front of me, and the brunette kept like looking back at me, and I don't know if she was looking at me or maybe looking behind me. I couldn't really tell, but I felt like she kept looking at me. So I tried to go up and approach them, but the angle that I was at, I was like, hey, excuse me, and she just didn't hear me, and I was just kind of like, okay, I'm gonna leave. So if I see them again, maybe I'll try it again. But in that situation right there is I'm going out because I'm feeling good about myself, and I'm, like I said, displaying this happy, confident manner. Like I'm a guy that feels good in my body, even if I'm in a wheelchair. And I'm going to go out, and that feeling, like when you feel good naturally, and you like other people will become aware of that. Like when you feel good, you sit up straight, like you smile, like you bop around. Like when you feel good, that energy that you're giving off, not to sound like spiritualistic, people notice that. So even at Publix, say, after the gym, when I went over to Publix, I was just hanging out with the girl because I was getting a pub sub. It's a grocery store. If you guys watch this and you don't live in Florida or wherever there's Publix at. But I was just talking to the girls behind the counter at the deli, almost like I just worked there. And then I there was another woman, the older woman. I was like, "Hey, hope you're having a wonderful day." And I said that to another woman. She completely ignored me and walked away. And then I told this woman outside, I was like, "Hey, the red looks great on you, by the way." And she was like, "Oh, thank you. It kind of looked like the American flag this morning." And I was like, "Well, I'm glad you wore it." And then, but this is what I mean. This is the whole point of this video. You displaying like genuine happiness is where we want to get to, okay? I make fun of people that choose to live depressed and miserable lives all the time because somebody like me, I can't comprehend being in a state of like depression or anxiety or sadness 24/7. Now, I'm not saying that I don't ever get to that. Everybody does. You can't ignore that, but I don't live in that state. Even if I'm not in the best mood possible, and like if I'm in a mood and I don't want to talk to somebody, I know, because I've done this from experience, that if I go and talk to somebody, that's going to like make me start, that's going to put me in like a better mood, because I'm a naturally, if you can't tell by how fast I talk, a naturally extroverted person. I love talking to people, especially women. I fucking love women. So I'll talk to more girls than I will guys, and mainly because like I'm attracted to women, so it's like, why wouldn't I want to do that? That's just that masculine energy protruding off to the feminine energy, and that's why I like women. But that right there, man, so that positive state that I'm in, that's going to allow you to meet more people, make more friends, talk to more girls. And the reason why I say that's going to help you do that is because when you're in a happy state, and you really don't care what other people think about you, you're going to take actions that align with that. So even like so today, when I went up to those two girls and I the blonde and the brunette, and I wanted to introduce myself to the brunette, and they didn't hear me, and I was just like, okay, yeah, whatever, maybe I'll try again. And I saw that woman that I knew, and I fucking beelined it to her and started talking to her, and then we had a conversation, and it was really enjoyable. Really great woman, really awesome woman. But that right there, man. So that like my ability to now just to go up to people that I barely know is now going to, so now it's going to get to a point where the more I do that, and the more I approach them and talk to them, even if I just want to talk to them, we're going to start knowing each other on a deeper level, and I'm always going to be able to go up and talk to them no matter what. They're going to say hi to me, they're going to wave at me, and that's where you want to get to, because that right there, it's like when you go to meet people, and you don't care what they think because your level of happiness, you're so happy, you're on cloud nine, that like I said, if you don't care what people think, you're going to go out and do things regardless of the outcome. You're detached from the outcome. And so today with that redhead I was talking about, looking back, I maybe should have continued the conversation more and would have asked for a phone number, and I didn't, because at the time I just wasn't thinking about that. I was just like, hey, quick stop, talk to you, bye, right? So right there, then, like confidence, attracting people without trying this is one of those things where you're going to have to really experience that in order to understand. Because if you get to that point where you're that happy and you start putting yourself out there, right? You put yourself out in the world. If that's talking to girls in my case, then I'm going to go up and talk to girls. When you're on cloud nine, if I didn't say this earlier, I'm pretty sure I did, people can feel that. Women especially, okay, because women act based on how they feel. So if you're rolling around in like a big dick energy, kind of like I'm super happy mood, women can feel that, and they're naturally going to feel like happier being around you, because that type of energy that you're giving off, though in your conversations, are typically going to be more fun. The best way to attract a woman to like you is to get her to associate happiness with you. So if you're rolling around thinking that you're hot shit and that like you could care less what people think and you're having the time of your life like I was at the gym, it's going to be so easy just to go up to any woman that you want, even if she's in a bad mood. That's not going to bother you. If she's in a bad mood and just ignores you, like, oh yeah, hey, see you, hey, have a good workout, and then go find another girl. Like, so when like others, so if we look at like dudes, for example, like there's this guy Jeff, awesome guy. I was rolling around, I was like, Jeff, what's going on, man? He goes, hey bro, how are you? I was like, dog, you look fucking awesome today, man. I was like, hope you're having a good workout, bro. And he goes, thank you, man. And him and his girlfriend, they're awesome people, man. And I met them. I actually met him at church. I met him at church when I was with my girlfriend at the time, and he was with his, I believe, girlfriend or wife. I think wife. And that's how I got to know him. And now that carries over to the gym. And so every time I see him, that because I was like, hey man, I know you, blah, blah, blah. And then we started talking, and now we're boys at the gym, right? And that's the whole point of this. So there's really nothing, there's nothing fancy to talk about here. It's like if you're in a good mood, and other people will see that, if you try to approach somebody and they can see that you're in a good mood, they're going to want to talk to you, or they're going to be more likely to want to initiate a conversation or engage in a conversation with you. People want to stay away from negative looking people, and so it's very easy to tell who's super happy and then who's super miserable. It's very easy to tell that. You're not going to want to talk to somebody who's being miserable, because that's going to bring you down as well. And then you got someone like me, like I said, a kid in a wheelchair that's just rolling around, having the time of his life, going up to people that most guys typically want to go up to. That level of energy that I'm giving off, women are going to notice that. Other people are going to notice that. And me just, not giving a fuck has allowed me to meet people and become friends with people that otherwise I would have never have met. Me going out of my shell and approaching people and just talking to people and letting events play out as they happen. So the universe is going to put people in your life for a reason. As long as you're putting yourself out there and you're going to have to meet new people, the people that you meet is likely because that's what the universe is putting in front of you. You have to meet them for a reason. Even if nothing comes out of it, you're practicing your social skills like I'm doing. So I'm getting better and better and better and better at just being able to go up and just talk to anybody that I don't know. I am at the point right now where I can approach almost any woman without fearing if they're not going to want me or not. Because if I do, I'm at the point right now where I can at least go up and say, hey, what's your name? And introduce myself, even if I'm not looking to get anything else from that. But that does not mean that if I see them again, that things can't escalate from there. My ability to approach people that I don't know is my ability to do that compared to most people is why I'm able to live in the life that I'm living right now. That's why I'm able to experience this level of happiness that I'm experiencing right now. If you would have asked Mitchell a little over a year ago, before I was in that relationship, to go out and do this, chances are I wouldn't have done it, because I never sat there and practiced actively working on my social skills. Most people these days, because we live in a very phone heavy world, most people aren't taught how to go out and practice social skills. We would rather hop on a dating app and then swipe left or right, and if we match with somebody, then we're not going to fear being rejected because we were matched, so we know she likes us. Whereas in my case, if I'm going up to women that I don't know and I'm approaching them, there's been times where I've been rejected straight to my face, and I can tell you right now, it doesn't hurt as bad as you think it does, right? As long as you play it off cool, oh man, you got a boyfriend, that sucks, what a lucky guy. Hey, if you see me around, I would love to talk to you more, come up and say hi. So as long as you're ending on good terms, man, you'll all see girls at the gym that rejected me, and I'm still able to work out with them being in the gym and not feel awkward, because I didn't blow up, oh, you got a boyfriend, that sucks, so you didn't like me, blah, blah. I'm not going to act like that. I could care less. Most women are going to reject you. Okay? Most women aren't going to like you, they're not going to be available, or they're going to be taken. So when you understand that like I do, it makes going up and approaching people so much easier. It makes it so much more fun, man. Because now, if I want to meet anybody, there's another girl at the gym right now, gorgeous girl. I've been waiting to see her, and I haven't. Absolutely 12 out of 10 brunette. The nicest body ever. I want to go up and at least just introduce myself to her. I've seen her at the gym all the time, but I've never actually had a chance to go up and just introduce myself. And I'll be honest, that's because in the past, I didn't think I could. Now, Mitchell today, absolutely. Next time I see her, if she's by herself, hey, excuse me, I've seen you here enough times that I feel like I at least need to introduce myself. What's her name? And that's going to let me know, because we've already waved at each other. There was one time I was working out and I saw her going to the bathroom, and I looked at her in the mirror. She looked at me and waved at me. We've never done that before. And the reason why she's doing that is because women can tell when you're feeling happy and confident. I'm telling you, man, that energy, you just give that fucking vibe off. People want to be around that. That's why this whole city, knows who I am. Granted, I mean, it's not hard to miss a tattooed guy in a wheelchair. It's not really hard. I'm the only one that has this many tattoos on me in a wheelchair. But again, like that, again, you have to look at that case. Okay, what I keep saying, people will notice people who are happy. The people will notice men who are in like their alpha male state, compared to like a beta male guy that's sitting in the corner, being by himself, not socializing, being depressed. And then you got people like me that's fucking living their life, getting, you know, doing things that could be, or that could cause rejection, putting myself out there, knowing the risks, and just not caring and experiencing things and trying to get the life that I want. People notice that. So that's going to be the video, guys. If you like this, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more. And with that being said, y'all, I'll talk to you soon.